Now back to Wyoming County as the Wyoming East Warriors hosted the James Monroe Mavericks on the diamond. Start top of the first, Caden Hines gets a piece of one. Warriors try to get the runner out at home. Can't, the throw is off, and that lets Cooper Ridgway run in for the Mavs to take a 2-0 lead. The lead would get to 4-0 to the top of the fourth when it's Ridgway with his bat this time, launches one to the wall, go for a 2 RBI double. A little later, Hudson Bogus will hit it into the Bermuda Triangle and right. That'll score 2 as the Mavs scored 8 in the fourth to get the lead to 12-0. And they'd keep going in the fifth. Carson Cohen lays one down. That'll drop in left. That'll only score 1 though. It's 14-0. James Monroe would score another 6 runs in the inning, capped off by a Peyton Gardenier single to lead 18-0. Wyoming East did not get shut out though. Bases loaded, walk would get the Warriors 1 run, but James Monroe comes into New Richmond and wins by a final of 18-1.